Hello everybody, this is Noelle at Pretty Sassy Creations. I am going to start a series on this junk journal that I have started, junk journal glue book, that I've been wanting to do for a long time, but I guess you could say fear maybe got in the way a little bit of just kind of stepping outside of my comfort zone. So this was inspired by many people, including some of it comes from myself too. Love to do junk journals. I've been doing them since 2015. I've always been a paper crafter ever since I was little, but this one is going to be a little bit different from the normal ones that I make. I've shown flip throughs and things like that, but never the process, because I'm not one that thinks ahead of what I'm going to do. So this is going to be an ongoing project that I'm going to share with you if you're interested. Not quite sure where it's going to go, but I can tell you that in the group I run, Trashy and Flowish, this month's theme for a flow style journal is called New Beginnings. And it just hit me this afternoon as I was sitting here, because this has been on my desk to do for quite a long time. And I decided that with the New Beginnings theme, this can be a new beginning for me, to go ahead and just go in and do what I want. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It's not for anybody but myself, and I am free to do what I want in it. And I thought, well, you know what? Let's see if you guys want to come along and play. So that's what we're doing. And I have an overabundance of paper bags. So that's what this is full of, including the cover. I covered it with some packaging that I had received, and I just went through, I put a bunch of bags in it. I've bounded them. I have room for a couple more signatures if I like. I did go ahead and going through my stash, I put this down and committed to it. So I've got it glued down the middle. I did not glue the sides because I don't know if I'm going to want to add more. It's going to be a work in progress. I'm going to go back and forth on many things, and I'll do my best, and that's all you can ask, right? So, but before, I want to talk a little bit about glue booking and how long it has been a thing. I was gifted a scrapbook from a young lady named Katrina, and I was looking at this and realizing this is what we're doing now. So this is the scrapbook. And I'm going to check just to make sure I'm in frame here. Oh, and I don't have a year on this, but it's so cool. And there's a little message here, and it's for a little girl, Jeanette. It's for her 3rd Christmas. So these were in here, and it's basically a glue book for a young child's birthday. And it's images of different magazines and what was popular then. And it's just, I was like, this has really been around a long time. Now, I know back when I was younger, I would go through, the J.C. Penney's or Montgomery Ward catalog and cut out, the paper dolls, the wife, the husband, the kids, the clothes, the crib, all those things. And my neighborhood friends and I would play that and glue them down and all that fun stuff. And even younger than that, I remember cutting out the comics and gluing them down to poster board. And I didn't do anything with them, but I liked looking at them. So this is just to show that this is, something that's really been around for a long time. And now I guess you could say we've just kind of added our own thing to it. So yeah, so I wanted to show you that. I thought that was really cool. Thank you, Katrina, for that. Now, I have a ton of junk, as we all do, I'm sure. So what I am going to focus on today is maybe getting a few backgrounds down and just see where it takes us and go from there. I have zero plan. The only plan I did was this. I've got a plethora of things here on my desk that's junk. and tissue papers, and we're just gonna put down some backgrounds and then go from there. This was going to be the cover, and I changed my mind and decided I'm just gonna put that down here. So I've had this glue forever, and I don't love it, but I wanna use it up and be done with it. So that is what we're gonna put this down. I thought it would be cool because it was big, I wouldn't lose it, but it's not that great. So here is just, my daughter and I were painting the other day some things she's doing for her community, and so that was the extra paint. So we'll go ahead and put this down. I forgot to put my AirPods in, so if I'm all over the place, I apologize. Okay. Here we go, one. And then this, I believe, did I make that a pocket? I did not. Right here, I've got a little pocket. Sorry, I did have one other thing planned. So when I put this journal together, like I told you, it's basically paper bag, shopping bags from, different merchants. And one thing you have are these. When you're putting out your bag, you come across those things. In fact, this is one, and I put a bag on it. So this is something that you do run into with these journals. I think I left one, so you can see it can go out like that. I don't really want that. So what I do is I just go ahead and, actually I can use the glue stick for this too, and glue them together. And make sure you get those edges. So do that. And then you have this, and you can add, like I did here, there we go, add something to it. So it's almost like another page. So I did that, and I glued most of them down. Pocket there, here. This I had sent some Happy Mail in and realized I messed up. I didn't send everything in it. So I'm like, why not use it? Keep it out of the trash. And so this one I did sew in and glued it. And I added some used parchment paper just for effect. Because let's face it, I love the sound. And then here's another one I just need to go ahead and glue down. So I do enjoy this type, the trash style gluing is by far my favorite. And I do them a lot. I do them a ton, actually. I just don't really own the process. And I guess a lot of that too has to do with just figuring out the editing. So I'm going to apologize for that ahead of time. But with this one, so I'm going to go ahead, just to show you what I do here. I'm going to glue this one down right here. Make sure that's nice and stuck. And this was an envelope in the mail I received, and I think it will be perfect for another page. But as you can see, we're a little bit too large. So I am just going to, let's just mark it actually. Mark this to right about here. And I'm going to cut that off. Again, not looking for perfection. And then we can just go ahead and glue that on. So this too, I'm going to try and do glue stick. And I apologize if I keep going out of frame. Like I said, I'm a work in progress. And see, we can put it on like that. Doesn't matter. You don't want to get it too close, all the way to the center. You want to give it room to move. Grab a little wet wipe here. Oh wait, here's one I already have going. Okay, so I've got that down. Let's just go ahead and start. Got some stuff here on the side that we're just going to start putting down, and where do we go? I got this really pretty wrapping paper from the Craft Exchange that I had heard about from Lynn at A Bit of Burnt, that she goes there. And so my husband, bless him, he took the day, and he's like, road trip, let's go. And it's like, I don't know, 3.5 hours from us. It's in Durham, North Carolina. And so we did. We took the day and we went, and it was amazing. I had so much fun. Of course, he had fun for about a half hour, and then he was like, see ya. Which I can't blame him. I don't, I wouldn't want to go in a Lowe's for that long. So, but yeah, I had a fantastic time. It was so cool. And I just went in and browsed around, got a couple of the trinket bags, and that was super fun to go through. Let's see, I made this just a little bit too big. That's okay though. And then brought it home, and of course I was gonna do a video, but I did not. But yeah, it's a really cool place if you guys are around. It was a cool place to visit for sure. I'm just gonna stick this in here the best that I can. Glued that so it doesn't look as big as it seems. But again, that's okay. We're just going with it. No such thing as perfection in junk journaling. So yeah, so I would love to hear your thoughts on the theme for this month's flow journal we're doing in group. It's new beginnings. So I would love to hear what your thoughts on that are. What would you do in a journal? And a flow journal is where you are sharing your supplies for the recipient to be able to use in their journal. It's super fun. We do those once every other month, and then we do a trash style every other month. And then there, I like that. Pocket, I could go ahead and put these on, but you know what? I don't think I'm going to, because we are just winging it. This is on my desk. That kind of goes. I like that. So what has everybody else been making? I'd love to hear. I always, and I've said this before, there's always so much I want to do, but I feel like I don't have enough time in the day. You know, I don't know if everybody feels like that. Like I want to read, I want to create, I want to do this, I want to do that. And luckily I do have the freedom of being at home right now. And, you know, so that's exciting. And I'm super blessed to be able to do that for the time being. But I still feel like there's not enough time in the day. And just so I can show you here too, this is, I'm going to see if I can just tilt. This is all the stuff I'm pulling from. Yeah, there's, but yeah, I have, at nighttime, I sit down. There's one bag, fun things. At nighttime, I sit down and I fussy cut. Here's another thing of junk. And then I have a whole wheeled thing of different things that I cut out. So yeah, that brings me joy. And, you know, I'm not a huge TV watcher, other than I do like watching and supporting my husband's alma mater, Purdue, Boilermakers. So we do, well, I watch the basketball. He watches it all, but I could do without the other sports, but nothing wrong with that. So we got a little rip here, but that's all right. I'm gonna go ahead and put this paper down. Just see how that looks. Might have to color some of that. So all of my friends, whether it be here in Conway, from afar. I'm originally from a little town called Hornell, New York. And then we've lived all over. Lived in Warren, PA. That's where we raised our children. And then we moved just outside of Pittsburgh. And then we moved to Florida. And now we are considered halfbacks, as we are now in South Carolina. But all my friends know that I do this. They don't really understand it, and that's okay. I get it. And but they're always saving me stuff. My best friend since, gosh, 14, I believe. She came to visit last week and brought me the best gift ever. It was trash. And also her daughter, Hannah, also started saving it for me. So I've got some really cool, different fun things to play with. Whoops. So like I said, right now I'm just kind of gluing stuff down. Pretty much no plan. Just kind of having fun with it. Here's Libby's and pumpkin pie. That would be fun on a page. We don't really need this part, but the recipe might be cool. What I need is my little glue mat thingy. And let's see, it's over. I'm just gonna grab it real quick here. Okay. So yeah, so basically, I guess what you could say is what I'm doing is just kind of collaging on the pages and just putting some interest down. I don't plan on doing this whole thing on camera. but I plan on working on it, you know, during the day, and as well as giving you an update and showing you, you know, what I've done. So I hopefully you'll come along and enjoy it with me. So you got a little bit of a ledge here. That glue didn't really stick down. Give that another good press. Yeah, let's see. I love this paper. I think this came from my friend Linda. She sent me some Happy Mail. She has just plain junk journals and mixed media, and I'm in her group as well, and she sent out some really nice things. Okay, so there's a few. We're getting there, having some fun. Let's see, why don't we just go ahead. I'm gonna put some gesso down, and I think I'm just gonna use, I'm getting excited for our son to come and visit. He was just here for Thanksgiving, but he will be back for Christmas. He lives in Georgia, and so yeah, he'll be here for Christmas, and we can do some more play. I'm just gonna go ahead and, I don't know if you can see me or not, I'm just cutting this off, this little extra piece. I think that was wallpaper. Not even sure. There's, I think over here, I do have, what else do we have in my little box of fun? My little bags of fun. I don't want to keep these more than a half hour, so let's see where we're at. We're at a half hour. Okay, well, I guess then that'll be it for today. Oh, this is that would be a cute card going in there. So thank you all for coming and joining me. Like I said, there's no plan here. I've got my boxes, I've got my cart, I've got some trash, I've got some stuff to glue down, and we are just going to have fun with it. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you come for episode 2. Not sure when it's going to be, but it will be. All right, take care, everyone. Bye-bye. Cutting this off. Little extra piece. I think that was wallpaper. Not even sure. There's, I think over here, do have, what else do we have in my little box of fun? My little bags of fun. I don't want to keep these more than a half hour, so let's see where we're at. We're at a half hour. Okay, well, I guess then that'll be it for today. Oh, this is that would be a cute card going in there. So thank you all for coming and joining me. Like I said, there's no plan here. I've got my boxes, I've got my cart, I've got some trash, I've got some stuff to glue down, and we are just going to have fun with it. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you come for episode 2. Not sure when it's going to be, but it will be. All right, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.